Have you ever been having a rousing round of fun with your family and friends and someone goes, hey guys, let's play a game? And everyone starts listing their favorite options to play. They start listing shit like Uno, Clue, Kerplunk, Go Fish, which we will hit on at some point, and inevitably someone goes, let's play Monopoly, and you all turn and look at them like the kids in that old Sunny D commercial with the kid saying he wants the purple drink.
Hey, we got some soda, OJ, purple stuff.
That's because no one on this planet, outside of a few, want to play this godforsaken game and spend 4 fucking hours trying to get to the end of a game where one person is having all the fun and the other party involved is wondering why they even did this in the first place. Man, this is sound like every other success point I ever had. Besides that, I'm Ty, and this is a series where I'm going to explain to you why the games from your childhood are either not as good as you remember them, or they just flat out fucking suck. I'm Ty the Gaming Guy, and this is why your childhood games are terrible. So strap in, motherfuckers, because this is going to be a depressing and wacky ride. Man, I really got to stop bringing my sex life into this video. The game's history. So, did you know when the first game of Monopoly was made? I always thought this game was made in like the 50s or the 60s with the rise in capitalism and the crushing of communism so that we can all get back to the true American way. But no, this game was actually made in 1935, and the cover of the first Monopoly board game looked like this. That's right, take it in, it doesn't look anything like we have now. And this is the goddamn board from way back in the day that became a cultural phenomenon. It was insane. It took such a hold on the American household that someone everywhere, no matter who you know or who you are, has either owned this game or you own it right now in your house and it's rotting in your closet where it fucking belongs. It just... Okay, to give you an example of how far this game has come, did you know in that the original game there was a poorhouse? Yes, a legitimate poorhouse. That's fucking right. Oh, little Timmy, you don't have enough money to afford rent? Well, that looks like it's too fucking bad. Straight to the poorhouse with you. There will not be another bowl of porridge, you poor little shit. Back in the day, you only got $100 compared to $200 for Pass and Go. I guess they had to increase the amount to account for monopoly inflation. Looks like the American economy is affecting fake board games even to this day. Thanks, Obama. Really appreciate it. I'm going to go over the newer versions of the Monopoly game. This version is so well known, you might as well consider Milburn Pennybags a member of the family. That's right. This fucker's name is Milburn for some godforsaken reason. He looks like the kind of uncle that would take you out to his cabin in the woods and then give you your first shot of alcohol, and then you wake up, you don't know what's happening, and you're missing your pants. Getting off the rails. Let's talk about the coolest part of this game, and the only reason you fucking played it, and you know it, and that was to pick the coolest pieces. We've all been breaking this game out, and we broke it out of the closet and went, oh my gosh, I want to be the battleship, or the horse, or the dog. But all of you fuckers know there's only one true king of Monopoly pieces, and it's right fucking here, bitch. The money bag. That's it. This thing is so good that I picked this and took it to every single Monopoly game I ever had. Credit card version, it didn't matter. I took this piece to every single Monopoly game I ever played. It was so good, they came out with a gold version. That's right, motherfuckers. Name another piece that came out in gold, you can't. The money bag, it just reigns king. There is nothing better than this piece. Some of you will digress and go, oh, I like the battleship. Oh, I like the dog. Oh, I like the spin wheel. Yeah, motherfucker, that's not a spin wheel. That's a cannon. When I was younger, I always thought this thing was the thing from Cinderella where she like touches it and she immediately dies. But no, this is actually a World War II cannon for some reason. And I don't understand why they included a cannon in a game that's meant to be about monopolizing things. I guess we're just going back to the Civil War and seeing which side actually won. We're going to do a lightning round of all of the different pieces that came in this game. And I'm just going to rattle off what's on top of my head about each of these pieces and give them a rating 1 out of 10. Okay? Let's start. We'll start with the car. I'll give this like a 7 out of 10. If you picked the car, you were a cool kid. You had a lot of friends. You had people come over to your birthday parties. You were generally liked. And you enjoyed going as you took the car piece, no matter how many spaces it went. You did not hop the piece, you drove that motherfucker wherever it went. And I will give this piece a 7 out of 10. The Battleship, I will give a 9 out of 10. This thing's fucking cool because it reminds you of another board game that we'll hit on at some point, but the Battleship was the shit. This thing was so cool, you would always swim it down the board. Like, even the Monopoly digital game swims this thing down the board. There is no hopping, there is no, like, counting 1, 2, 3, no. This thing hunts victims down and is one of the coolest pieces, 9 out of 10. The wheelbarrow is a 3 out of 10. If you're like me and live in Pennsylvania, the only reason you pick the wheelbarrow is because of the Amish. That's literally it. If you pick the wheelbarrow, you're either a farmer or there's no other pieces. That's just it. No one goes out of their way to pick the wheelbarrow. 3 out of 10. If you like the wheelbarrow, fine. It's not as bad as some other pieces, but it's not top tier like the other two. The dog is for all the animal lovers. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Like, I like the fact that they put a cat in the game. Like, the dog was first, but then there was the cat, and I liked the cat better, but that's just because I'm a cat person. But in the end, it all comes down to preference. But 5 out of 10, this piece is really good for all you animal lovers, and you get to go ruff, ruff, ruff as it just hops down the board. Remember the thing I told you that I thought was like spinning wool? That's actually a cannon. The cannon's like a 2 out of 10. I can never tell what the fuck it was. I just always wondered why they had a cannon, and it has like one big wheel, and you're supposed to like try to roll it down the board. I just never understood why it was a World War II cannon, even though the original game came out in 1935, and that was pre-World War II, before the cannon was really introduced as a big thing, and it looks like it shoots mortar. I don't. 2 out of 10, just not the cannon. The hat, now you're gonna think this is controversial. I'm giving the hat a 6 out of 10. I really like the hat. The hat's simple, it's easy, it's simplistic, it's made of metal, it's cool. It's generally just awesome as a piece, and if you picked the hat, you were cool. Yeah. The boot. Now this is going to be the 9.5 out of 10. That's not as good as the money bag, but is the second one I always picked. I don't know why, but people fought over the boot. I don't know why. It's just probably because they thought they were going to kick some ass, and maybe that's why they picked the boot. But this is a 9.5 out of 10. This is arguably, behind the money bag, the best piece. Now this piece physically makes me sick. This piece is a 0 out of 10. No one, it's even a meme, no one picks the thimble. No one. No one goes out of their way to pick the thimble. No one likes the thimble. The only reason you picked the thimble is because it was the last remaining piece. And at that point, just use a quarter out of your junk drawer. Do not use this piece. If you do, you are on a level of psychopathy equal to Ted Bundy, and I secretly think you probably eat people and you tell them to meet you in the woods for a hunting trip, but you're just trying to take them out like Lassie and shoot them in the back of the head, or maybe do a Lenny thing on them from like the Mice and Men. I don't trust people who like the thimble. I just can't. There is no fiber in my being that can handle someone who likes a piece that is so god awful that it just makes me physically sick to my stomach. Now I've gotten that off my chest. Now we can move on to the next thing that makes me so agitated that I want to stub my eyes out with a dull prison shank, and that's all the versions of this goddamn fucking game. Let's start this section off with a simple question. How many versions of Monopoly do you think there are? We've all seen the versions of Monopoly like electronic banking, Monopoly Junior, or what I've recently discovered, Cheater's Monopoly. Yeah, that's right. There is a Monopoly where your goal is to cheat. Looks like politics and politicians are making their way into our games of Monopoly, if you know what I'm saying. Of all the versions that I could stomach personally, it wouldn't be the original, even though that was fine, I guess. The only version I could personally stomach was the electronic banking one with the credit cards like this. The only reason I could stomach that one was because of the fact it was so easy. Card goes in the right, card goes in the left, add or subtract however many millions of dollars, bada bing, bada boom, done. There is no, oh, I give you 2 5s and you give me a 20 and the bank gives me change for 200, and there was no need for that. Being the banker was the easiest job on the planet when you just played the electronic banking version. And then they got rid of it, and now it's like $150 complete in box, and I don't even understand that because I used to have it as a kid, and I think we bought it for like $10 at Goodwill. I don't know why the electronic banking thing never caught on. When was the last time you carried cash? When was the last time you, yes, you the viewer, carried cash? I'll wait. That's what I thought. You can barely remember the last time you carried cash because no one carries cash unless they have to, or it was given to them at like birthday or Christmas or some shit. Or you and all your friends go out to a restaurant and they go, oh, sorry, we don't take cash. And everybody's like, oh, but I only have cash. And then you're the only person with a card, so now you have to pay the whole bill and you're like, oh my God, I'm barely scraping by. And everybody's like, oh, we'll just give you the cash. And then you have to drive to the ATM and you have to go to your bank and then deposit all the money and you have to actually try to lose your fucking mind because these assholes don't carry cards. You only pay with cash when you have to. So why not make Monopoly the same way? They have not made another electronic banking version that I'm aware of since like 2005. And that was when I was a kid. That was the easiest way to play Monopoly. It will always be the easiest way. And the fact that you want to play with physical money is such horseshit. You're just doing it to hold on to tradition, and I don't even know why you're even playing this godforsaken game, but if you're gonna play this game, just play the electronic version. It's so much easier. It's so much easier just to have a calculator do it. You always have a calculator in your pocket. You always have your phone in your pocket. You have a calculator. Just make Monopoly that much easier. Don't overcomplicate a game that's already fucking garbage. The point is, Monopoly is coming out with way too many fucking versions. Soon, they're gonna come out with Gay Monopoly and Cthulhu Monopoly, and they're gonna come out with a version of Monopoly only for millennials. Did that last one sound familiar? Yeah, that's right, because all the ones I just listed are fucking real. I didn't even make any of them up, and they're already on shelves, and you can already buy them, and I want to strangle a cat because of the fact that they just keep releasing games. It's like the Oreo of fucking board games. They just don't stop, even though it's just the same goddamn thing over and over and over. Yeah, on Boardwalk? Oh, you paid me $50 in rent. Oh, I own both. It's $100 now. Like, it's the same fucking game each time. They can go, oh, you built a tower of companies. Oh, you get to use a credit card. Oh, it's Doctor fucking Who. Like, who gives a shit? It's the same game. It's the same garbage. It's the same trash. And it's all gonna light the same when I fucking set it on fire. Oh my God. Just stop making versions of Monopoly. Please, I beg of you. Did you know? According to the Wikipedia on Monopoly, the largest recorded collection of Monopoly is 3,000 versions since 1935. 3,000, that's right, 3,000 fucking versions of this hunk of turd. I just can't. Why would you own 3,000 versions of the same game? It makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. It's like Call of Duty. It just keeps releasing different versions and it's the same shit. It just adds cooler new things like, oh, it's trying to be millennial. It's trying to be Gen Z. It's just trying to be cool. No, it's just being a fucking cash grab for the same goddamn game that never gets any better. It just never stops. It doesn't get any better. It just never stops in this. It's just gonna keep growing and growing. It's like a mold that's infecting everyone's minds. It's just so garbage. Why do you people play this game? Okay, now we can go over another thing that I tolerated and thought made the game actually fun and stomachable. And what I'm about to tell you, these are rules that I played by when I was a kid. We'll just go over it, that's fine. Remember when you would start the game by putting $500 in the center, and any luxury tax or property tax that anybody landed on, it went in the big pool in the center, and then you're just driving by and you're just having a good old time, you're like, oh fuck, I'm so close to losing because you just paid rent on probably the orange property and it has like 2 houses on it and you're almost broke, and you're just like, come on snake eyes, and you get it, and you land on free parking, and you're like, holy shit, I'm back in this game, I just got like $900. Remember that? Do you? Well, guess what, motherfucker? That doesn't exist. It literally doesn't exist. That it was never a thing. It was always a house rule, and it was never real. It was like your imagination. It just, as you got older, you realized that something just didn't feel right about it. Who gives you just free money? No one. No one does that. And verbatim, what free parking says is this space is exactly as it says. Free parking. Do nothing and pass your turn. Why would I want to play a fucking board game where one space, technically 2, does literally nothing? Why would I do that? Why would you play a game and be like, oh, come on, it adds a stake to it. Free parking has all this money on it. You're like, oh man, come on, I really need this corner. And you roll it. You're like, fuck yeah, now I'm back in this. But now that you actually are playing by the rules of the actual game, you're just like, I get nothing. I'm gonna just sit here. Let me know when you guys are done. And you get nothing for it. Get fucked, nerd. That's all you get. You get nothing out of it, and you just sit there and you just rolled 4 for nothing. That's it. Oh, remember when you would roll big numbers and you'd be like, oh shit, I'm rolling 12 after 10, after 11, after 12, because you're racing to get around the board as fast as you physically can, because once you make it around the board, you can start buying properties and actually start like accumulating wealth and trying to beat all of your buddies, and if you roll really low, you're kind of shit out of luck for the first round. That's right, motherfucker, that doesn't exist either. That was a lie. You were lied of as a kid. Your parents were trying to make it easy on you, and they just put that on themselves. You can buy property right out of the gate. You can just keep going and roll and get doubles and shit and keep buying and buying and buying. Who gives a fuck about going around once? Who cares about actually having a fun experience? Nobody. No one plays this game. No one likes this game. It made it actually bearable, because when I was like 10, I'm like, oh my god, my mom's got to go around the board once, and I can start buying immediately. It was just a way to make kids feel superior. When you would land on a space, you're like, oh man, landed on Boardwalk, I only have 20 bucks. My buddy only has 20 bucks. Good thing Ryan didn't land on it. Good thing he can't buy it. Wrong, motherfucker, your turn does not pass. The property goes up for auction. You wanna know what auction is? It means you and other players can bid on that property. That's right, motherfucker. No property goes without being sold, and it never goes away until someone buys the shit. Whether it be for $10, whether it be for $1,000, it does not matter. When a property is landed on, it must be bought. No ifs, ands, or buts. Oh, it would be really unfortunate if you just paid a large amount of rent and you're like, oh my god, I actually have enough money to get Boardwalk. Good thing I can steal it from Ryan. I only have $20. And Jason only has $20. Oh man, good thing I can just pass my turn to Jason. No, you have to sell that motherfucker. Ryan's gonna scoop it under you for $30 and he's gonna laugh at you. Oh my god, I'm losing traction here. I'm losing traction, and I just can't stand the level of aneurysm that this game gives me. And oh my god, I just can't. I can't do it. Can't do it. Oh, last thing. Okay, so you know how you would be like, oh man, Ryan, you just keep going around and around, you keep rolling high numbers, and then he finally, karma gets to his ass, and he rolls 3 doubles, and it's like, haha, get your ass to jail. That was a real rule, and he would go to jail, and you're like, sweet, my turn. You roll, you land on his property that has like a hotel on it and some shit, and you're like, haha, you're in jail, you can't get rent, laughed at you. Nope. Wrong again, motherfucker. Stop being a child. You can collect rent while in jail. This is some horse shit. You can run for president in prison. You can collect your rent in prison. Ryan's just sitting in there behind the bars going, yeah, please leave my rent check with a fucking bailiff outside. I'll see you at the poorhouse. Oh my god, the fact that you can collect rent in jail is so goddamn dumb. It makes no fucking sense. But that's part of the rules. I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't know what to tell you. You can collect rent in jail. You can do pretty much, sometimes it's just better to be in jail. Because if everybody is just trying to like build up properties and build up wealth, sometimes you just want to go, fuck it, go to jail. Sometimes you just want to pull the go to jail card so you can just sit in there and not have to pay anybody anything. You don't want to have to pay your bills. You just go, fuck it, I'm in jail. Behind bars. Bye guys, have fun. And you can win the game off that. The only way you would leave jail is you are forced after the 3rd failed double roll to pay $50 and move. That's the rule. You are forced to move at that point. Because if not, everybody would just sit in jail. Everybody would just sit in jail. You're like, oh man, I went to jail. Some wealthy motherfucker's like, woo, jail. Hell yeah. Unlike the American economy, if you got money, you'll just sit in jail. You'll collect money in jail. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? What does it matter? It doesn't even matter. Who gives a shit? Now that I've ruined everybody's love to play this game, there's one last thing I have to go over, because I think it was what made the game some bit fun, but also made me want to like stab somebody when I got the wrong one, and it pissed me off for no real reason. So I just want to go over like the 5 dumbest community chest and chance cards that are in the original game and that still exist today. Some of them were really good, like advance to the nearest railroad. Cool, if you own railroads, you make some money. Advance to Illinois Avenue. Sure, property specific, but who gives a shit? There was always the dumb ones. Collect $100. Let's go. Advance to go. Collect $200. Go straight to jail. Get out of jail free. These are all ones that everybody knows. I'm going to go over the obscure ones that no one knows, because no one ever wants these fucking things, because they do not help, they make no sense, and why are they still in the fucking game? First one is income tax refund. Income tax refund. You get 25 bucks. That's it. A lot of these are going to be primarily around low money amounts because the majority of them are like collect $100, collect $50, chance to go collect $200, go to jail. Something that's impactful because $50 can pay rent on Boardwalk, which is important here. It can pay your rent on any property. That's important. Now, income tax refund, you just get $25. What does that pay for? Not a goddamn thing. Probably like your life supply of hot dogs from Costco. That's what it pays for. $25 doesn't get you shit. It doesn't get you a house. It doesn't get you another fucking life. It doesn't get you anything. Why this exists makes literally no sense to me. And we're gonna move on to the second one, which is literally receive for services. It's the exact same thing. Get $25. And it makes me want to shoot a baby seal. I can't. It's the same fucking thing in a different deck. Why? Why have the same thing? That makes no goddamn sense. That's really stupid. Why $25? I'll never know. Third is any card that takes you to a specific property. I know I just said Illinois Avenue and Advance to the Railroads were fine, but the only thing I can't stand is these do not exist for every property. It's only specific properties, such as Illinois Avenue, Boardwalk. There's one that advances you to the nearest railroad, and there's one for Reading Railroad for literally no reason. What's so special about Reading? Why not B&O? Why not Short Line? Why not the other one I can't remember? Why does it have to be Reading Railroad? I have a town named Reading where I live, and I can tell you this many times that I've been there. That's it. Why Reading Railroad? It makes no goddamn sense. It's stupid. The ones for Boardwalk and Illinois Ave, I don't give a fuck. There should be one for every property so you can get tucked no matter where you go. That's it. Shouldn't just be Boardwalk. Shouldn't just be Illinois Ave. Boardwalk I can kind of get because like boardwalks are like well known. Why Illinois? When was the last time you thought of Illinois? Think about it. I know we're going off like a street here, but when was the last time you thought of the state Illinois? Never. That's right. Never. Unless you live there, that's when you think about Illinois. Illinois can suck a dick. I don't care. Illinois can burn in a fucking fire. So can Reading Railroad. So can B&O. So can Short Line. So can the other one. They can all die. Because these cards are fucking stupid. And the last one. I hope you saw this coming. Because I said tiny money amounts. And it gets my blood boiling every goddamn time I look at this fucking thing. Second place in a beauty contest, I'm gonna punch a child pageant contestant. Who and what the fuck can you get with $10? What? I'm shaking. What can you get with $10 goddamn dollars? Not just in the real world, but in Monopoly. A McDonald's combo at least costs $12.89. And you're telling me I get $10 for coming second place at a beauty contest? I know this game is from like the 1950s. But what is $10 today? I don't know. I'll put it up here. This is what $10 back in 1950 whatever is today. It's probably still not that much. If I'm going to guess, because I can't see this number because this is all added in post, I'm going to guess like $50. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But this is what second place in a beauty contest gets you in 2023. What the fuck? I just can't. I can't with this fucking game. I will actually throw myself into a fucking oncoming bus. I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. This game is so garbage. I don't know why people play it because none of the cards make fucking sense. It just makes you actually do math, and it's like D&D but worse. Well, I appreciate you listening to a grown man complain about a fucking almost a century-old game at this point. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe. Gotta do that whole shtick if I want people to actually do it, but a lot of this stuff's added in post, so it's just me standing in front of this big green screen. Watch, I'll get rid of it. See? It's just this. kind of setup. So if you like this, again, like, comment, subscribe, have some fun. I interact with all the people that are enjoying this series. And then if you want to know what the next one is going to be, oh, I can fucking tell you. That's right, motherfuckers. It's you dead in your mom's room with my massive... I'll see you next time. Have a great one.